I'm Jessica Cootie here with Offensive Coordinator Marcus Satterfield. Well, welcome to Lincoln. How's it going?
It's great so far. It's an unbelievable place, and it's just, for us and our entire staff, just an honor to be working here. And this is a great place.
I know you have a long history with Coach Rhule. What is it about the relationship and that works so well with him and that you wanted to be a part of his staff again?
I think just our mindset. I mean, we've been together. The first time we worked together was in 2005 at Western Carolina, and we've just, I worked for him at Temple in 2013 on until now. And I think just the same mindset, the same standards. We expect, the same expectations of how football's supposed to be played and how it's supposed to be ran daily. I was just ecstatic, when he called me, just to get a chance to come with him, to a place like this.
What does it say about him? A lot of these guys that are on staff here have been really loyal to him and have worked with him and want to keep working with him.
I think it's, you said loyal to him, I think it's the other way around. I think he's loyal to us. And I think, he, not only to his staff, but to his players. There's a reason that there's 8 former players on the staff, and there's a reason that players keep reaching out to him and getting advice from him, whether it be from the Carolina Panthers to the Baylor Bears to the Temple Owls to whatever it might be. He's always there, and that's what makes him unique and special. It's just the relationships he builds with the players and coaches as well.
All right, well, let's talk about a few of them. Let's start with Jaidyn Doss, 6 foot 195 out of Raymore Peculiar High School, Peculiar, Missouri. 3 years of playmaking there for his high school team. He was the top wide receiver in the Kansas City metro area as a sophomore, but over 2,000 yards receiving, nearly 1,000 yards rushing. What stood out to you when you saw his film? His mobility and his way of doing things is awesome. There's a toughness about him. You watch the tape when you first get here and have never met the kid. You watch the tape and you kind of get a feel for him. Then when they come in on the visit, you see him, you see the body type, then it all starts to make sense. I mean, he can play the inside receiver and motion him around, create matchups on linebackers and safeties. He's a really good route runner. He's got exceptional hands. He's got the ability to catch the ball in transition with a great smoothness about him. And he's, just the way that he blocks on the perimeter, again, fits into our culture of just physical and tough and competitive. So really excited to get him on board. I think he can do a lot of different things for us, in the passing game, in the run game. He can go in the backfield. If you've watched our offenses in the past couple of years, like we'll take wideouts and put him in the backfield, kind of Deebo Samuelish, and he's got the body type to do that. Is that important we just talked to E.J. Barthel about his running backs being able to be versatile. Everybody that steps on the field need to be able to do multiple things?
We kind of, it's a positionless offense. I mean, you have a quarterback and you have your O-line, but receivers can play running back can play receiver, tight ends can play running back, they can play receivers. So we're going to find what guys do well, and we're not going to be, we're not going to pigeonhole them into a spot just because it says TE or it says WR. We're going to find what they do best and get them in those positions.
All right, Jaylen Lloyd, Omaha West Side, Nebraska. Folks are familiar with him, state champion, and when you talk about speed, he's one of those guys, right?
Unbelievable, and unbelievable family. My first day out on the road, I went to West Side High School and got to see Jaylen, and just he's a great kid, looks you in the eye, great communication. So right there, you think he's got a chance to be really special. Then you see his track times, then you turn on the football. The thing I like about him is one of the comments he made to me was people think I'm just a track guy and not a football player. I'm a football player. And when he said that, it kind of gave me chills a little bit. But me and Coach Rhule kind of looked at each other like, all right, there's that chip on his shoulder that he needs to take that next step as being a very good football player. We're excited, not just him, but his entire family being part of Cornhusker program.
How do you guys go about balancing, because you got a couple guys that are going to be running track too, with the track team and playing football and track?
It is a little bit of a balancing act, but you cannot replicate competition. And it'd be crazy for us to sit here and talk about the importance of competition and then hold a kid back from doing both sports. Like, you get competition in spring ball for sure, but the competition aspect of running track against other great athletes around the country is something that you cannot get that just out here in spring practice all the time. So we're excited about them getting out there and competing.
Well, another one of those guys, Brice Turner, Bay City, Texas, 6'2", 180, and he at one point was the fastest guy in all of Texas. Another speedster, another guy that wasn't really recruited, was the first commit here once Rhule took over. What did you guys like about him?
Just knew some guys in the business that had been talking about him, needed to go down and see him.
It's funny, on his huddle and on his video, it says he's 5'9", and I really think that kind of messed with his recruiting a little bit early on until people got to see that this is a 6'1", 6'1.5", 6'2" kid that can absolutely fly. Again, him and his family came up this past weekend. They're unbelievable. They're grateful for the opportunity. And like you said, speed kills, and he's got a lot of speed, got a lot of length, and can do a lot of really good things with the football.
All right, let's talk about your transfer guys. Quarterback Jeff Sims out of Georgia Tech. He's got 3 years to play too. Dual threat guy. Why did you guys feel like he could be a good fit for this offense here at Nebraska?
Again, just looking through the history of our offense. I mean, when we were at Temple, we had P.J. Walker. When we were at Baylor, we had Charlie Brewer. Both guys with mobility and can extend plays and run the football fast. I think when you turn the tape on with Jeff, you see a guy that's got an elite throwing motion, an unbelievable wrist. He was under duress a lot this past year, and so he kind of got beat up a little bit. I was giving him a hard time, like, man, you got knocked out of you against Clemson in game 1, but he's just I love the kid. I think that what he brings to an offense is, when I met with him, is just his football brain and understanding and knowledge. And those guys at Georgia Tech did a really nice job of getting him to this point from a mental standpoint. I mean, he's got it. He understands the game. We just have to put him in situations where he can be successful. Give him some more confidence in the pocket, because we're going to have to make sure he knows he's not going to have to run around a lot. We're going to protect him, and he's got all the ability in the world to push the ball down the field, accurate passer. And just, if it's not there, he can tuck it and run and make guys pay.
He talked about the conversations with you and that you guys have a plan, and that was important to him. How important is that for you, to be honest and open and have these conversations with what potentially could be the best move and best plan for a guy moving forward?
It's huge for that position, because it's such an intimate position as far as coach-player, because the meeting style, you're literally face-to-face, one-on-one in a board-type meeting. So you can't lie to these guys, and you can't try to pull one over. They're going to sense that, and then when they lose your trust, or you lose their trust, it's over. It's hard to get them developed where they need to be. So I watched every tape from Georgia Tech. I went in when I met with Jeff. I said, hey man, you're really talented, and when you guys see him throw, it's going to jump off the tape at you. And I just isolated a couple of things. Like, if we just change 1 or 2 little things with this, it's going to change your life. It's going to get you playing faster. I think it's going to be create more accuracy. And I think he liked that. And again, we had such a connection because of the football. Like, he's a football junkie. He would be considered a gym rat. And just, like, again, him talking football with me right off the bat, I knew that we had a chance, because you match that athletic ability, arm talent, with the football knowledge and the competitiveness and the type of young man he is. I think we have a good player.
All right, last one for you. Josh Fleeks, transfer out of Baylor. He's going to be a super senior. You guys are very familiar with him.
Right. He signed with Coach Rhule at Baylor. Again, another track guy, really, really, really fast. Low 10s again. He was very productive for us when we were at Baylor. And, great kick returner, great after the catch, great ball skills. Again, just a trust with the family and our coaching staff. I think they wanted him to come here. They trusted that, Coach Rhule was going to get the best of him. Best out of him, and get him to a spot where he needs to be when it's all said and done. But he's a guy that's played in some really big games over the last 5 years, and we're going to lean on for his experience. And he understands the culture. He understands how we do things. He understands the off season. So we're going to really lean on him to kind of implement that with these young guys coming in.
What's the game plan look like for you now moving forward? How do you go about implementing an offense here in Lincoln?
This is the funnest part of the whole transit when you do transition, because it's all new. So you get to come in, you get to take your offense, you get to clean it up a little bit. There's a lot. I was laughing. There's a lot of words that make no sense in this offense, but it did to the previous place that I was at. So get to come in here with the staff, and coaches allowed it, put together a great staff offensively, just to kind of go through it with a comb and clean it and organize it. And then the kids get here, we get off the road in January, we get to start meeting with those guys, we get to start building the offense. And again, it's exciting. Anytime it's new, it's exciting, but I don't think people really understand when we talk about how excited we are to be here at a blue blood place like this. It gives me chill bumps to think about what it's going to feel like to get out there at the first practice.
Coach Satterfield, appreciate your time and excited to have you here in Lincoln.
Thank you.